Okay, welcome back. This is part 2 of the series on being an early applicant for the 2025 UCAS series, University Application Series. This second video is on tests. Massive changes here. So it's really important that you know exactly what you're being asked to do and crucially where and how you're being asked to do it. So, as I said in the last video, UCAS applications need to be in to your school. You need to have hit pay and send well before the deadline, the 15th of October. We are looking at the 25th of September 2024 as our internal deadline to add the reference, to add everything else on there before we then send it off to UCAS. Now, the next thing that will happen, hopefully you will have booked this throughout the summer, more on that in a moment, you will take admissions tests. Now, if you're looking for Cambridge Maths, that will be the TUMA, the dates are there. If you're looking for the ESAT, Sciences and Engineering and Economics for Cambridge, it's the 15th and 16th there. UCAT and LNAT, slightly different arrangements, we'll get to those in a moment. The 21st to 31st of October, we've recently heard, are going to be the dates for all of the new digitised Oxford-specific tests. The crucial take-home is, unlike older friends of yours previous years, your school is no longer an examination centre for these admissions tests, right? I'll repeat that. All tests are now taken externally. Your school does not administer your tests. And at a training course I was on with Cambridge, they said this is an explicit, important thing to get you to do more of this by yourself. It is within what they're trying to do to get you to be organised and sort yourself out. Okay? So that's really important. You need to know where to go and when and how to book them. So it's another year of change, 2025. We know the UCAS process is changing. We know that the references have changed last year. That's more for us to worry about than you. But basically the word on the street for a lot of courses is the personal statements aren't initially being read and grades are not fully trusted. There are massive exceptions to that, right? And if your personal statement is being read, it's really important. So really, for a lot of courses, your focus should be test. People at the medical schools are really open that they cull most of their applicants based on their UCAT, right? Literally UCAT, not a high enough score. They can't interview 4,500 applicants, which is the number that Birmingham University gave us for their applicants. So they'll cut it down to a number that they can actually interview. Oxford and Cambridge is a little bit less certain. They claim they look at your application holistically. I question that because there are a lot of students who get rejected without good reason. There's no obvious reason why they'd get rejected from before interview, well, based on their tests, based on their GCSE grades. So it can literally only be an underperformance in an admissions test that gets them culled. Okay. If anyone from Oxford or Cambridge wants to explain to me why that isn't the case, I'm all ears. Please get in touch. Okay. Now, if we go specifically institution by institution and test by test, here's what we're looking at. Cambridge have decided that all arts, humanities, languages, etc. are changed to be at college, at interview assessments. Okay, so they'll give you something to do before you have a formal interview, i.e. they'll be shortlisting you without reference to a test. Therefore, in this case, your personal statement really will matter. Okay, because what else have they got to rely on? They've got your GCSEs, they've got your reference, they've got your personal statement and your predicted grades. Okay, and predicted grades are exactly that. They are a prediction. Okay, so if you are applying for an arts, humanities or language course at college, at Cambridge, if you want to get to interview, you're going to have to make sure your application is bang on. Okay, all STEM courses, including economics, they're including economics in this, are reduced to 2 tests, the TUMA and the ESAT, with the medics being an exception who are going to do the UCAT, as they already would have done. Okay, TUMA is a test of mathematical university aptitude or ability, and ESAT is the engineering and science admissions test. Okay, Imperial have been using this one for a number of years. Now, all of these are going to be sat, apart from the UCAT, which is slightly different, are going to be sat on the 15th to 17th of October 2024. Okay, and similar dates thereafter. All of them are going to be at the Pearson VUE test centres, and the crucial date for you is that you can book your preferred slot at your preferred test centre from the 1st of August. And I think that these test slots are going to book up super quickly, really quickly, so you want to be on there like it's Glastonbury tickets trying to get your booking, okay, from the 1st of August. You can make your account on the Pearson VUE website now. More on that later. So, admissions test for Oxford, this is only a week or so old, this information, but they're going to be doing them between the 21st and 31st of October. That is around half term. It's around the October half term. It's in our October half term. And here's a list of them. There's a couple of new ones, like the ancient history and classical archaeology ones, the biomedical science admissions tests. And the rest of them are digitised versions of ones that have already exist. And actually, to give Oxford their due, their website is fantastic for practice materials on these tests. Right, genuinely really good, with videos and explainers and tutorials and past papers and all that kind of stuff to go and look at it. Their administration of these tests and the speed with which they've told us this is what they're doing has left something to be desired, but the practice resources are excellent. Okay, these again are all going to be at those Pearson VUE test centres. They're allowing bookings from the 15th of August. So again, if you're applying to Oxford, you need to be on it, have made your account on the Pearson VUE website and be there booking the slot you want at the test centre you want as quickly as you can. Okay? Crucial things for Oxford. In 2024, there'll be no English literature test for candidates, for English language literature or any of the joint courses, right? And there'll be no test for geography candidates. So if you are one of those candidates, you're going to have to make sure that you are really on it with your applications, just like I said about the humanities ones at Cambridge. So, medics, if you are looking for a clinical course, the UCAT or University Clinical Aptitude Test, you should be starting practicing immediately, if not sooner. Okay, more on this test in another video, but it is not difficult by individual question. It is very difficult to keep up. It's a fast test. Okay, so there are lots of possible test slots, but the sweet spot, the one you want, is the one as close to the end of your Year 12 summer holiday as you can get it. Right, you don't want to be doing it in the beginning of Year 13 because you'll have a million other things to do. Your courses, your application, your personal statement, maybe an EPQ, all these different things you'll have to do. You want this out of the way. You want the summer to practice it, and then you want to get it done, get as high a score as you can, and focus on other things. Okay, you don't need to do anything passing this data on. It will be linked to your UCAS, and it will be passed directly to the universities using it. Okay, so start practicing immediately. There's loads of good resources out there. You want the date at the end of the summer holiday. And down to the side here, you can see a timeline from the UCAT website of which of what the key dates are, but effectively get on it. Okay, so moving on. LNAT is again a little bit more unusual, and again I apologise that some of this is slightly cut off on the side here. The LNAT, or the Law National Aptitude Test, some courses require it, some don't. So check each individual course, because there's a million and one ways to get into law, right? Law is very, very diverse. There's more and more degree apprenticeship routes, which obviously require job interviews, totally different set of skills, okay? If you are required to do the LNAT, it will be at the Pearson VUE test centres again. You can make an account on the LNAT website anytime, pretty much now, and bookings from the 1st of August, okay? Just like the Cambridge ones, bookings are from the 1st of August. And you also want this out of the way before you come back into Year 13. More on what's in it and what's not in a separate video, okay? So for us, we're based in the West Midlands. So of course we've got test centres in Stratford-upon-Avon, Redditch, Worcester, and a number in Birmingham, okay? You can go on the Pearson VUE website and look for where they are, or Google Maps will just throw them up for you. Where's my nearest Pearson VUE professional testing centre? It's the same place as you've done it, where you go for your driving theory test, okay? So that's a really quick overview on the tests. Get going, start your personal statement, because as we've said, shortlisting for some of them that aren't doing tests may depend on them. Register for your tests, practice your tests, read your emails and get support, right? Take the help that is on offer. That is absolutely vital. So next up, early applicants 2025, a little bit more of a deep dive on what is in the ESAT. Thanks very much.